Good morning, traders. How are we all doing today? Today is March 3rd, 2025. Market opens in about 5 minutes. Today, possibly trading the Qs. Will the NASDAQ go up from 512 to maybe 515, 517 today? Or will this come back down to roughly 508 or even 500? I'm very curious to see what happens today. Market does open in just a few minutes, and we also have the most anticipated earnings releases calendar for you guys right here. Let me go ahead and pull that up. You can get access to this, free access to it, if you join our Discord. And under the resources tab, weekly economic calendar, and you could pull up our most anticipated earnings releases for March 3rd and for this week. Looks like we have Nova, Hut 8, Plug reporting earnings before market open today. Tuesday we have Target, Best Buy, AutoZone before open. After close it's going to be CrowdStrike, Nordstrom, Box, Ross. Wednesday before open, Abercrombie and Fitch, Foot Locker. And then after close, Lending Club. Thursday, JD.com, Kroger, Cracker Barrel, Macy's. After close, Broadcom, Costco, Gap. And then Friday, nothing too crazy. So very interesting week indeed for our earnings. If you want to check out our Discord, it is 100% free, lifetime access. Get involved with other like-minded individuals such as yourself who don't want to do anything more than just learn how to make money in the stock market. Have people already sharing their profits today. We have someone who's up $21, 4% today, doing great. True Grit up a few hundreds of dollars. And yeah, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Definitely sign up for the link and check it out. So we are live. Good morning. Good morning, 5th day average. We're going to wait and see what happens here. And give me a second. We're going to share our links. I got 4 minutes to share links, guys. 4 minutes. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let our Discord members know we are here. I am pumped for today, guys. I am pumped. Markets are up. Bitcoin is up. Doesn't mean it's going to stay up, but Bitcoin is up today. It's up 93,000, touching from that 78,000. And you can't make this up. Right off of that moving average. Bounced right off of that moving average. Boom. On Friday. It was beautiful. Beautiful little bounce. Let's see if it gets rejected. Possible rejection, okay? Sound is also up. We'll go through some more of these here in just a minute. Make sure I get my links spread around so that everyone has access to this live stream. Market opens in about 2 minutes. You guys all had a great weekend. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? All right, looks like they're taking a dive here. SQQ pushing up slightly. VIX index is very greedy, but definitely selling off. A lot of people locking in those profits here. QQQ begins to really nosedive. We will get in on SQQQ. Beautiful. All right. Links are shared to everyone who needs to be shared to as we get more members in. Market opens in exactly 1 minute. right. All right. All right. All right. Market is about to open. Market is open. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. That way it doesn't bug you guys too much. If markets sell off, then we are going to get in SQQQ, right? But doesn't mean they have to. Actually, it looks like they are. We're going to wait. What is going off? Oh my God, you're killing me with alerts. There we go. 510, looking red. Could retrace though, so we want to be careful with that. Could retrace. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all doing today? Possibly trading SQQQ. If this does begin to sell off more, we will buy, but it could recover. Could recover nicely today. It is above that moving average. Could go up. Getting a strong rejection from Thursday levels. XPEV getting hit. Is it Mara? A sharp price in Mara. Sound was another one that had a nice price point here today. Sound is up 5%. Lunar touching that moving average on the 5-minute at least. SMCI selling off. Palantir pushing up. Not a bad price point to be at, actually. 88. 89. QQQ wanting to push up. See what happens. See, does this get rejected again at 512? And then we can load up on SQQQ around the 30s? Or vice versa? Or is QQQ going to push up past 512 and we load up on TQQQ? Very interested to see. There we go, retesting 512.50s. It's going to go up, or is it going to get rejected? Hello, hello, how are we all doing today? Good, I hope. Up to 513. Can we see 519 today? It's very possible. Looking very bullish. Looks like it's getting a strong rejection here. We're going to buy 10 of SQQQ. If this pulls back, we'll sell our SQQ position as this starts to sell off. Got up to 513. I don't know if this is good or bad. Looks like it is selling off though. Could have jumped the gun just a little early, but with everything going on, I mean, I still feel like we're still due for more of a pullback. It did bounce off of this level slightly, you know what I mean? But it's going to be testing these moving averages, so it can continue to rise, it can continue to fall. I'm curious to see what happens with it. Okay, getting rejected off of that moving average again, down to 512.20. So I'm going to be looking for a pullback as this pushed up on Friday from 497 all the way to 509, and then it slowly creeped up to 513 to 513 today. So I'd love to see a slight pullback here, maybe retest 505. Doesn't mean it has to though. Okay, doesn't mean it has to. Looks like it's getting rejected off of that average. I'm gonna add 10 more to SQQQ. Very risky trade, guys. All this thing has to do is go up and be bullish, and we lose money. But if QQQ cannot hold at these levels and it begins to come back down, even testing 509, that's a 0.6. That'd be almost 2% for us. Yep, almost 2%. There we go, getting rejected. Okay, SQQ pushing up. Testing moving average again. I'd love to buy a little bit more SQQQ if this pushes back up to, like, say 512.50-ish. I got a good average though, 30.67, 20 shares at 30.67 on SQQQ. As the market begins to sell off, we can actually capitalize on SQQQ and make even more money. But we're being patient. We're not adding a lot to our position size right now. We want to make sure we stay open to anything that may come into play. Looks like there are some companies selling off this morning, very heavy in sell-off, okay? So we want to make sure that we're aware of that. NVIDIA had a nasty sell-off, which means QQQ should follow, and SQQQ should be pushing up. We're almost up 1% on the day. And QQQ is testing that moving average again. We're going to take a super trend off, and we're going to take VWAP off. It is below VWAP. It is below several moving averages. So here we go. Looks like we're getting confirmation of it to sell off. Possibly. Up 1% on the day. Now we're going to be looking for a bounce. Does this bounce at moving average at 509, or does this come all the way back down to 508? It's very possible it could do either one. We're going to lock in profits on SQQQ when it does begin to retrace, and then we're going to be buying into TQQQ when it does begin to push up. Okay, so that's another reason why I didn't want to go too heavy. Okay, it just touched 510. QQQ down to 510. Can this go lower? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Ooh, big sell-off. Big red candle. Whew, there it is, selling off, guys. Selling off. Exactly what we like to see. Let our Discord members know. NASDAQ selling off back to 508. Okay, that's exactly what we want to see, 509. If it breaks this, we get more selling pressure, then we can actually add to this. If it begins to retrace and bounces off of this moving average, we will lock in our profits on SQQQ and get out of that position. Let me go ahead and cover up this here just so that way it gets out of the way. There we go. There we go. And even cost basis doesn't necessarily need to be there either. Okay, 509. Does it bounce or does it get rejected? There we go. Let's see. Looks like it may bounce off of this level. So we're going to go ahead and sell 10 shares. We're going to wait just a second here. Let's sell 10 shares. Just to showcase that, hey, we can lock in some profits. We know what we're doing. And if this begins to sell off even more, then we will actually buy more where we sold. Does it get rejected? 509.55. 509. Oh yeah, a lot of selling pressure. So let's go ahead and buy a little bit more right here. We're adding another 20 shares to SQQQ. As this begins to sell off, SQQQ will begin to go up. Are we going to get that sell off that we're looking for? Or is it going to bounce off of this level here? It could have either way it can happen. Good morning, Charles, Tina, fifth day. How are you guys all doing today? Good morning. I'd love to know where you're from, guys. Where are you guys tuning in from? Let me know. Where are you guys tuning in from? Okay, getting rejected. 509. Getting rejected still. That means SQQQ is pushing up. We're up almost 1% on the day here. Want to be very careful though, because this can actually begin to go bullish very quickly. Okay, we want you to know that. From 513 to 509, it's not much of a sell-off, right? We actually wanted to see quite more of a sell-off than this. You know, I'd love to see at least a 1 or 2% sell-off. Even 1%, that'd put us right around 50, 507, 508. There we go. What is it doing? It's retesting. All right, we got Oklahoma in the house. North California, nice. North Carolina, that's awesome. I'm here in southern Colorado, northern New Mexico, right on the border, right on the line. So can I say I'm in 2 states? All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know we have some people from overseas as well, some people from the UK. So pretty cool. Tina, 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh. That is cool. Have you ever gone to a Pittsburgh Steelers game? If you're into football, or probably a lot of hockey up there too, right? All right, guys. So why did we short this? Well, it's getting rejected off of 513. We noticed that this pre-market session here got rejected off of 512 after a nice push up from Friday's 497 level to 508. It could not get above 508 pretty much all pre-market. Finally got above 508, got back up to that 513 level and was unable to really do much as it got rejected right at that level. Now, there's a lot of selling pressure. Obviously, there's Trump tariffs. There's so much stuff going on that, you know, obviously the markets are going to sell off a little bit today. So we were able to play SQQQ very nicely. We do have a very good average here. Let's see. Cost basis right here. So we got 30 shares, nothing too crazy. I was just thinking about 1%, 1.5%, you know, like 14, 15 bucks. I was willing to risk a total of about $20. Okay, this is gonna be my new stop loss. $20 is my stop loss moving forward. If I'm losing more than $20 in a day, then somebody needs to put me into, you know, a trading rehab or something. But nonetheless, $20 should be my max, right? Let's see if we get a retracement here on Qs. So if you're trading with, say, $1,000, you probably don't want to risk more than, say, maybe 20 bucks, maybe even 10 bucks. If you have $2,000, 20 bucks is a little more reasonable. It's about 1%. 1% risk, right? 1 to 2% isn't too bad. But then when you start getting into like $10,000 and $20,000, I mean, 1% can still be very significant. Yeah, yes, went to games in the 70s. People are big into sports around here. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Big sports people. All right, so it does look like it's continuing to sell off. I do want to add some more to my SQQQ position. Let's go ahead and add another 10 shares at 31.31. As this begins to push, well, as QQQ begins to sell off, more selling pressure, SQQQ will continue to push up. And man, if we can get, again, risking 2%, about 20 bucks to make, roughly 4%, which would be about 50 bucks to 5%, about 60 bucks. So doesn't mean it has to sell off all that much. Looks like it's touched 508.70. Let's see if this continues. Got a lot of people viewing today, almost double digits. Is it going to get that bullish retracement here and we're going to have to lock in profits? Possible. Or we're going to get rejected and we're going to make newer lows. As far as news, 28 minutes ago, Trump officially announced the inclusion of 5 cryptocurrencies in strategic reserves. I heard he put XRP into reserve, which is crazy, and it only went up like 20 or 30 cents. So, it's crazy. This is Marathon. Let's see. S&P. See, I feel like when they have positive news, everything's negative. And when they have negative news, everything ends up being positive. It's so weird. S&P 500 correction overdue with the market sideways. Movement turn into a tumble. Focus on balance and diversification. It just hit 510. Selling back off again. That's a nice little bull trap if that's what that is. It can also go all the way back up and test the moving average. It doesn't have to, but it can. You see how my average is way up here now? I had 10 shares in the 30s, 20 shares in the 31s, 30 shares in the 31s, or 30-ishes, and now another 10 shares or 40 shares at 31.08. So as it was beginning to sell off, I was adding to my position. That's not the best way to do it. You know, we could have loaded up here, got full force 40, 50 shares, sold at the top. But I like to kind of ease into it a little bit. Again, got $1,200. This can actually go the complete opposite direction and begin to go bullish, right? So it's all a matter of when to lock in your profits and timing, right? Timing overall is important. This is a big green candle here. A lot of rejection right at 509. So if we can't stay below 509, then this will consolidate, maybe even be bullish. We got to get back below 509 and stay below 509, like 509.50. Okay. Looks like it's getting rejected off of 510. All right, so while that's happening, let's go ahead and look at the VIX. VIX is looking, yeah, look at that. It came all the way up to here. It's selling off. So definitely a lot of greed, but also a lot of selling pressure now as far as greed goes. So QQQ testing that level. It can be bullish. It can definitely remain bullish. Very risky trade. But as far as that goes, like Tesla getting rejected off of its moving average, AMD getting rejected, Nvidia selling off like crazy today, Google, not much happening there, Microsoft getting rejected, Meta got completely rejected off of its moving average, Amazon, even though it pushed up from 201 and opened down here, that was a big gap up retracement and getting rejected. And Apple is literally the only thing that was going up, now slightly bearish, right? So here we go. Oh yeah, big sell-off here. We are in the money now, guys. We are in the money, up 1% again. How low can this go? Does it touch this moving average here at 508 on the 30-minute? Or does it begin to sell off even more? So what we're going to do here, we're not that high up actually. 3140 QQQs selling off. I feel like it could bounce off of this maybe 507.50 level. 508. It did touch 508, guys, so that might be the area where we try to lock in some profits. Let's do 10. Let's start offloading a little bit here. Uh-oh. Don't bounce off of 508. Already back up to 509 almost. 508.70. Now we're going to go ahead and sell 10 at this high here, 3140. Boom. Sold 10 at 31.39. Okay, looks like it might be running out a little steam. Might be bouncing off of that 508 level, guys. Do you see this? 508 is that pre-market support. So again, if it holds, this could actually be very choppy today. If it doesn't hold at 508, then it could actually, we could see more selling pressure, even back to where we were on Friday, 500, 503, even 497. Okay, so let's see what happens here. There we go. Markets are selling off. We're going to sell another 10 right there at 31.40. Right at the tippity top, right? So we have 20 shares, already locked in half of our profits. Is this going to retrace? It's already up to 509. Let's see if it gets rejected here at 509.50 and sells off even more. Or will this begin to retrace? And then possibly we get in on TQQQ and ride that wave up. You don't have to trade both sides, but it's definitely something you could do if you wanted. Now, is everybody getting this? Does everybody understand why I'm shorting the market? Does everyone understand the support and resistance level, the ranges? We're getting into the range to where this could reverse, right? So we want to be very careful that this doesn't reverse against us, like it's kind of already doing now. Okay, here we go. More selling pressure. 508.40s, 508.30s. Yeah, 31.37, 31.41. Let's see. Let's push this up. $508.26. Ooh, man. You guys want to see this in a dual screen? How that operates in a dual? Let's see. There we go. That's how it looks. Dang. It is really selling off. 507.88. 507.88, 508.05. Oh yeah, look at that. Big sell off. How low can it go? How low can it go? As QQQ, the overall NASDAQ market begins to sell off, we're able to capitalize on SQQQ, which is a 3 times or triple leveraged ETF that bets against the market. So when the market does sell off, instead of putting money in a margin account and having to use margin to short it, you can basically just trade SQQQ as a long. So Testing 508 again. Let's see if we get that strong rejection. If we can get below 508, then we can get back up to those 31.50 levels, maybe $32 with SQQQ. Now it could also bounce off of this level very easily. There's nothing saying that it doesn't have to bounce right off of this level where it was before, and basically just keep that choppiness going, right? Go back up to 512, come back down to 508. So that's what we don't want. We don't want to spend a lot of time in the trade. You don't want to be in it, all day long. We just want to get in, make our money, and get out as fast as possible and easily as possible. Okay, selling back off. We're going to lock in another 10 at 31.40, 31.50, 31.49. Okay. Okay, and we're going to actually sell, I think, the last 10 here as it looks like it's about to retrace. Or it's going to sell off even more. Yep, looks like it is. So not bad. Not bad at all. 31.50s. And right there, we're just going to get out. 31.50. 31.53. Whoa, look at that huge sell-off here. Again, it's all about being patient, waiting for confirmation, seeing that it got rejected off of that level, and it went down all the way to 507, right? 507 was that low, so it's below that low, and it can continue to sell off literally the rest of the day. It can continue to sell off, and we could have capitalized on SQQQ and made, we could have made like $100, right? Or I think it was like $60 or something. I mean, even 5% on was like 1,200. Yeah, like $60. But that's okay. We're cautious. We were just waiting. Still getting rejected, but again, this thing could bounce, at those levels. We could have gave back all of our profits. So the next one we're looking at is probably 505. 505 possibly is the next area of support. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Whew. Let's see what else is going on. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Buy. I sold 10, could have held them. Then I bought another 20 right when I sold. I bought another 10 and then sold at 31.40, 31.40, 31.50, and 31.53. So I sold in the 40s and 50s for the most part, the 40s and 50s. So I left another 40 cents on the table. Another 1% or so. But that's not bad. It was a good trade. We identified that it was going to be selling off. It crossed over all these moving averages. And from there, we were able to capitalize and make a few bucks. So nothing too crazy on the mini P&L, up $19, almost $20 on the day. We're going to be taking it light again, guys, right? This is what I noticed. This is what I noticed in Moan trading. As I began to scale up this year, and even last year, I was in this comfort zone. I've been getting real comfortable trading with $1,000 to $2,000 per trade. Now, when I start pushing myself and we start getting a larger account size, we start getting it past that. It's a psychological thing. But I guess once we start getting it past 3, 4, 5,000, then I start taking bigger trades, which actually are bigger losses. And the bigger your losses, the more you want to trade to get your losses back. And then you're over trading, and then you lose more, which actually lowers your confidence, which lowers your competence. And then you turn into this crazy negative spiral that goes down. And what we want to do is flip it, right? Small wins add up. Small wins every day. Not only will small wins make you feel better, help you understand the actual market and conditions, and depending on your comfort level, right? Maybe some people are comfortable trading 500,000 shares, 10,000 shares, but my sweet spot seems to be around 20 to 50 shares 100 shares when I'm at max position size. But once I start getting into like 200, 300, 400 shares, it's just a little too much for me right now. And that's okay. That's a good thing to identify. If I can steadily grow my account 1 or 2% a day, like always, without trying to go for those Hail Marys, making money back that we lost, then this is the way it should be done. Making 1 or 2% a day, small goals. 20 bucks. 20 bucks in 35 minutes. Okay? Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, right? I mean, I remember when I used to have to work minimum wage job and it'd take me 3 hours to make $20 because I was only making like $7 an hour. You know, even at $10 an hour, it'd take you 2 hours to make 20 bucks. So we got to get out of that mindset of, wow, look at this thing. Whoa. Totally should have held on to it a little longer. Holy moly. 31.50. It's already up to 32.16. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Another 2%. So right there, that was a $50 move with 50 shares. Nothing too crazy. If you bought at 31 and you sold at 32, that's a $1 move shorting the NASDAQ. As the NASDAQ goes down and it's losing money, we're not investing. We don't care if it sells off because we're not holding anything long term. When this sells off, we buy SQQQ. When it begins to retrace and go back up, then we get into TQQQ, right? Does that make sense? And on SQQQ, I could have also bought some more as well. So let's see if we get a huge push back down, or is this going to retrace? Either way, solid move. So, you know, just by recognizing that, scaling back a little bit and just taking my time, building that confidence back up so we can build back up that competence, right? Because confidence breeds competence. Competence breeds confidence. It's a giant circle. So when you feel good, you can make better decisions. And when you make better decisions, you make more profits. And when you make more profits, it's just a cycle. Then you feel better. And it's a whole process. So if you find yourself in a losing streak, you find yourself uncomfortable, or you're constantly checking those trades throughout the day, then, you know, maybe your position size is just a little bit too large for yourself at this point in time. And also remember, this is not the amount of money you're going to be trading with in 10 years from now. Okay? Whether it's 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, I can guarantee you the money you're trading with today will not be the money you're trading with in a year, in 10 years down the line. So do yourself a favor now. Learn how to trade first. Learn how to lock in profits. Learn how to take those small losses. Don't hold those losses too long. It's okay to be wrong. You know, and the market's all about emotions. We want to be right. That's human nature. We want to be right. And when the trade goes against us, we don't want to sell because we just know, like, hey, it can recover, it can recover, it can go up. And then a day trade turns into a swing trade, and then it turns into a long-term investment. And you go from not caring about the company to now researching every little thing about it, hoping it's going to go up. And before you know it, you are down 10, 20, 30% on your account compared to just cutting your losses at 1 or 2%, even 5%. Hey, you're down 5%, you held slightly longer than your 2% loss. Go from there. Stop losses are a big one too. Having stop losses can prevent you from losing a lot of money. I do want you guys to understand that, okay? I hope that helps. I don't know if me talking and explaining my thought process helps you guys. I hope it does. Let me know if it's too much. I could dial it back, you know. Let me know. This is for you guys. It's for all of us. It's for all of us. All right, so as you can see, huge rejection all the way down to 504. Now, why is 504 so significant? Because it was Friday's resistance level. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that freaking amazing how we can see how patterns repeats himself? Bounced at 496, got rejected at 504 multiple times, As soon as it bounced above 504, people like, oh, this is bullish. Boom, they bought at 508. And if they held through the weekend, then they could have sold at 513. Now at 513 is a new resistance. And what did it do? It sold all the way off back to 504. I know you guys can see that red candle there. Its low is 504.29 because it was at that Friday level. Now, if it did not hold at this level, right, because previous resistance levels become support levels when they're validated, and this was a pretty good validation. 1, 2, 3, 4 times rejected before pushing up. So strong resistance level. And then now, check this out, strong support. It bounced right off of that level like nobody's business. Bloop, bounced right off. Now you can technically see this as being bullish. Could it go all the way back up to 512? It's possible. It could also just be a bull trap to where now everyone bought thinking it's going to go up and it's actually going to, keep getting rejected. But right now, 504 seems like a strong support level to watch, and 513 looks like a strong resistance level to watch. So with that said, you can also make that determination of, okay, this is the area it's trading in. A lot of choppiness, a lot of consolidation, again, at these levels. And as you can see, it's been here before. It's nothing new. 504, 500 has been tested multiple times. This right here is 504. So, I mean, it's been a heavy resistance support level for quite some time. Okay, even back in November of last year, 504 was significant as far as a support and resistance level. So I love to see it. History does tend to repeat itself. It doesn't have to, but usually it does tend to repeat itself. That's why I love trading resistance and support levels and being within that range. Looks like it's going to begin to sell off again. And we can actually buy and ride that up even more, right? Or we can get TQQQ if we think this is going to be slightly bullish. We can buy TQQQ, even if we bought a test share. We buy one test share just to kind of get, play the markets. Like, hey, one share is not that big of a deal. As you see progress or direction becomes, in your favor, whether up or down, then you can then start to add up and scale into your position. So not bad. I could have held longer and could have made more money, right? Could have easily been a $60 day, but hey, I'll take a little shy of 20 bucks. Just to get started, just to get back in the groove of things this Monday. We trade every single day, Monday through Friday, so there's no point in rushing or trying to force a trade or trying to go for maximum efficiency. We did well on this, right? We did well by identifying direction. Now we just need to do a little better by holding on to that direction as it begins to push up. And, I think we could have used the 1 minute. I know I was focused on the 5 minute for quite some time, but I think if we would have focused on the 1 minute as we were in the trade, then we could have determined like, hey, this is still above those moving averages. Let me go ahead and clear this out. Right here. As this pushed up, we could have then determined, okay, look, like this area, maybe we could have been in trouble here, but because it bounced back so quickly and then rode this 9-day EMA all the way up, we really didn't even have to lock in profits till way up here, right? Huge push and rejection, we could have locked in at 32, right? We could have waited for the next candle, or even this candle, this doji here, showing, okay, huge selling pressure, right? Either this one or this one. Now you can continue to wait too, right? Until it curls over that 9-day EMA and actually shows sign of it below for that sell-off, right? It still hasn't indicated that it's selling off quite yet, right? It's still above that moving average. So that means QQQ could get rejected and go back down to test 504. So, just maybe holding the position longer, definitely. But I've been on the other side of that too, where, hey, I'm up, and then it flushes, and now I'm below where I bought in, and because I wanted to hold a little longer. So again, we could have got right here, stopped out possibly or sold, but we did a good job by waiting just slightly longer. Now, what does that mean for the day? Well, the rest of the day can be very interesting indeed. If the markets continue to sell off, then we can see some, maybe rebound on tomorrow or maybe midweek. But I really thought today was going to be opposite. I thought today we were going to see bullishness and then a sell-off, but it looks like it went straight to the sell-off today. Straight to the sell-off. Which you can say this was slight bull trap at open. This nice big green candle up to 513 could have been a very nice bull trap. People getting in at 513 for that push up and then getting rejected and now down, now down significantly, 1.5% on QQQ. But if you traded TQQQ, which, some people do, and got in at 77, that's a 5% loss by just choosing the wrong side of the market for the day. So yeah, very interesting. And it looks like it's still going to continue to sell off. So those are a couple things that I can do better moving forward. Obviously, this is still pushing up. There was no need to even sell it down at these levels. But hey, now we know. Now we know. I'd rather lock in profits and sell early than hold too long and take a loss. Okay, remember that, guys. We're here to learn and to grow our account. So with that said, there's not a lot of chatter in the chat room. We're at 46 minutes. We got quite a few people watching, and guys, I want you to know that this is all 100% free. I don't ask you for anything. I don't ask you for money. There isn't some weird call to action for you to sign up to my course. The only thing that I offer, period, is this free live trading session every day, Monday through Friday at Market Open. And I also offer a free Discord community. 100% free, lifetime access. It's for you guys. There's tons of information in there as well. And there's tons of other traders, not just people who trade stocks like this, but futures, crypto, options. There's a lot of different people in our community that are finding success in the market and making money in their own ways. If you like my trading style, that's great. But you don't have to copy my trading style, right? Everyone is different. Everyone has different goals. They see things differently. But what I want for you is I want you to be your best trader, your best version of yourself, by taking a little bit of everything you learned. Go watch other traders. Go watch their trading styles. What's working for them, what's not working for them. And then kind of mash it all together in your own little, pot and become the person you're meant to trade. The trader you're meant to be. And and with that said, I just wish you guys the best. I enjoy these mornings with you all. I appreciate your time. And we will see you all in tomorrow morning's live day trading session. As SQQ gets rejected, that's beautiful. QQQ, possible retracement. We might get into TQQQ. Just buy a test share just to do it. And other than that, we will keep you updated. And yeah, we'll see you all over there in the Discord. Later, guys.